Isis, and he said, "Come thou, God." And this is when Horus was born, Set, his uncle, sought to kill him. The same parallels when Jesus was born, Herod sought to kill him. So Isis, what she did was she took Horus and hid him in the Nile Delta in marshes, just like Moses' mother took him and hid him throughout in the Nile. So we see the parallels in ancient culture. It wasn't that they were trying to steal it. It was parallels in ancient cultures. Going back to when the lunar god, also the lunar god, he was the god of the moon. His priests used the moon to basically understand when a certain person should worship him. Just like the Israelites use the moon to understand when the different seasons and the times and things like that, or the celebration of which you partake. So going back to which is found in the tomb of David verse, it says that to who he says to Isis, "Come thou, Isis, hide thyself with thy child." And he tells her that Israel to be obedient. He will take the child down to the marsh or Egypt or Tibet. There taught to who he says, "These things will happen. His limbs will grow strong. He will wax entirely. His limbs will grow strong. He will wax entirely strong. He will take image of the prince of the double earth." Double earth was the physical earth, and they believed that when she died, wherever there was a basically spiritual earth and physical earth. And he said, dignity of the prince of the double earth, and sit or rest upon the throne of the Father. Then the child and the mother made their way to the papyrus swamps, where he hid. In the book of Matthew, I'm just going to read it. In the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verses 13 and 14. Gabriel, which was said when the Romans changed.
Hold it down, y'all.
When the Romans changed our God, Gabriel, who is the messenger of God. This same angel said that he tells Joseph to hide thyself and to take the child and his mother and hide in Egypt. Now, all the places you could have hid a person. Remember, they were all black, so the Romans should have went anywhere. It shouldn't have been tell the difference between who these people were. But he specifically tells them to go to Egypt. Also, to that same angel in the book of chapter 1. He tells Zechariah, he was a messenger telling Zechariah that a child will be born unto you. So you see the parallels. Maya was a female deity. She was the personification of wisdom. So basically they just took wisdom and just personified her as a woman. Now in the book of Proverbs, we see that the wisdom is likened to a woman. Proverbs chapter 8 and 9. Proverbs chapter 8 and 9. I'll start with chapter 8. It says that does not wisdom cry out and understand, lift up her voice. She takes her hand on the top of the high hill. So it's using wisdom as a concept, but it's using a woman as a concept of wisdom. Also, too, historically we know that Solomon did not write the Proverbs. This was read by all scholars. He did not write the Proverbs. But we also know that in the Bible, the same Bible says that Solomon married an Egyptian woman. So we see the emergence of cultures. Going back to this text, it says that in chapter 9 of Proverbs, it says, "Wisdom has built her house. She has thrown out her 7 pillars." 7 is a number used a lot in the ancient culture, just like 12 was. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table, and she has taken out her maidens. She cries out in the highest places of the city. Also, Proverbs chapter 17 and 18, see wisdom as a personification as wisdom is personified as a woman. Proverbs chapter 27. Proverbs chapter 27 says, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what the day may bring forth." We all believe with that. In the text, the papyrus of Amen Imhotep. Joseph. The papyrus of Amen Imhotep, they did it by chapter 2. With chapter 3, verse 10, it says, "Give thy ears, hear what is said. Give thy heart to understand them. Let them rest in the casket of thy belly. went ahead. It's actually the book of Amenhotep, the papyrus of Amenhotep, 19 verse 1. Sorry. So it says that Proverbs 27 verse 1 says, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what will bring forth." Amenhotep, which of course existed long before the book of Proverbs, says that, "Do not spend the night fearful of tomorrow. At daybreak, what is tomorrow like? Man does not know what tomorrow is like." Going back to Proverbs chapter. Going back to Proverbs chapter 7, it says, "Pay attention and listen." This is in the Bible. "Pay attention and listen to the sayings of the wise. Apply your heart to what I teach. But it's pleasing when you keep them in your heart and you have all of them ready on your lips." The papyrus Amenhotep says, "Give thy ears," here's what it says, "give thy heart to understand them. Let them rest in the casket of thy belly. Let them be a key, and let them be a key in thy heart." So going back to certain stories, we see that in the book of Job, read the book of Job and have an understanding of ancient of God, you will see that the book of Job has you read it, it's kind of basically saying the same thing. Job is like, they believe that when you die, the Egyptians believe that when you die, you went to Amen was the lower world. They believe that you have to go through different trials and tribulations to basically prove yourself worthy to God. This is their belief. So in the ritual of Soot was basically Satan or Set, interchangeable names. He was the Satan he was also red and hairy. He was red and hairy. He was red and hairy as the god of the desert. We see the same thing in the book of Genesis. Esau, red and hairy in the desert. Jacob was the one that was back home in the tents. And it sounds silly because, like I said, we think with the minds of slaves. We don't think like our ancestors do. So we think that, how does it take away your belief in God? So we see, and actually I wrote this down, that in ancient culture there was always a tale between the war between two brothers. So yes, we see the ancient tales. There was always a tale between two brothers. So we had Osiris and Seth, which were against each other. Joseph and his brothers had differences between each other. Jacob and Esau had their differences. Cain and Abel had their differences. In the Sumerian story, the Anunnaki, the so-called aliens, we had the brothers Enlil versus Enki. So you always see brothers warring with each other. So there's nothing to the ancient story. So going back to the book of Job, in the book of the dead, the reason they called it the book of the dead was they thought it was talking about the city of the dead, which it wasn't. In the book of the dead, I just want to put it there. And also, the reason that they call it spells wasn't because it was a literal magic spell. They believe that when you came to a certain position in the underworld, whatever like that, you had to basically say a certain verse, or what they believe in the book of the dead. Basically, is that wherever there was blocking, they have to depart. Names is very important. They believe, the ancient Egyptians believe that if you knew the person's secret name, that you have power over them. That's why a lot of pharaohs would scratch out the names of the pharaoh before them, and so the pharaoh would not have power over them. You read the book of Revelation, it says in the end times when you're worthy, when you've been proven worthy by Jesus Christ, he will give you a new name which no man knows. So we see the parallels in the story. Like I said, it's not that the ancient Hebrews were saying, let's steal this, let's steal that. This is about culture. Every culture had certain parallels. So we see that it says that in the ritual, they call it, I don't know why they call it ritual. Soot says, "I am Soot, Lord, who causes the storms and tempests, who goes around the horizon of heaven. The horizon of heaven, like one whose heart is veiled." And there's a equivalent saying, "I am the black hair." In the book of Job, chapter 1.
Daddy, what you doing?
Book of Job, chapter 1, we have the story of, I'm very familiar with the story, we have the story of God in heaven, and the Son of God presenting himself before him.
I go there and I have this.
The devil comes before him.
Hold it down!
The devil comes to the throne of God, and God asks the question, where have you been? And Satan said, I've been to and fro throughout the earth, just like Soot, who was the equivalent to Satan in Egypt, says, I go around the horizon of heaven. Also, too, Set is the God of storms and tempests in the desert. And we're reading the book of Job, chapter But I believe it's a chapter. I believe it's chapter 2, when Satan is finally released onto Job by God. What is one of the things that Satan does? He blows down his house in a storm. So we see the parallels that no, it's not good, it's taken or stolen. It's just there are certain parallels in our cultures. It says that Sid was tormented, the temple, desolated, destroyed amongst other devils. Satan's lungs were abhorrent. So, and then Job also too, in the Book of the Dead, we'll see that it's not really one specific part of the Book of the Dead. It's written throughout the Book of the Dead. We see Osiris lamenting and mourning, asking why you allow us to go through these pains and tribulations. Just like you see Job in the Bible lamenting and mourning, asking the question, God, why are you allowing these things? But he stands firm to the end, like Job said, I will not blaspheme the name of my God. So we see also too, I believe this is very interesting. David in the Bible, the book of Psalms, read the book of Psalms and understand. See, the reason he says that we don't see any other prophecy or anything like that taking place, we don't see it from any other cultures. The reason you don't see it from any other cultures is one thing, you don't study other cultures. You just study the Bible. So naturally, you don't study other cultures, you're not going to know what they say.
Hold it down, y'all.
And I wish I could write this down, but
Write it on the tab.
Oh, yeah.
no, like I said, I'm not here to persuade you to believe anything.
Hold it down, y'all. Let him speak.
So it says, David in the Bible, in Hebrew, his name translates to another word. Because ancient culture did not use vowels, so the David would have been TBD.
No, what you are,
With the
Tawata.
which is also important too. Because Tahuti, which I said was the messenger of God, he was also called the psalmist of God. His name translates, the Egyptians also did not use vowels, his name translates to W with T. W-T. Tahuti, and we'll see some parallels. Tahuti or Ta is the Lord of the 8th region of the dead. It's the Lord of the region of the 8th. David is the 8th son.